Welcome to One Girl in All the World, the Buffy the Vampire Slayer rewatch podcast where we recap each episode in order and discuss. I'm Ashley, Buffy superfan.
Kimmy, Buffy newbie.
You can find us on all major podcast apps, YouTube and Instagram with new episodes on Tuesdays. Okay, we're here.
So we watched this episode together.
Yes.
And I struggled with it. I was like, that's not real. That didn't happen.
Yes, I looked over at you. I probably should have filmed you watching it. But like your face was just so like, so many emotions. So many emotions.
Mostly denial.
Mostly denial, yeah. You're like, what? No. What? No.
Absolutely not.
Yes. Such a good episode. Okay. So yes, it was really fun to watch this one together. So
it was, yeah.
Yes, hopefully we can make some other of my favorite episodes we can try to watch together. Okay, so The Gift, the season 5 finale, originally aired May 22nd, 2001, written and directed by Joss Whedon. And the synopsis is, this was also the 100th episode.
Huh.
Another imminent apocalypse is at hand in Sunnydale. Buffy must square off against a true god when Gloria prepares to use Dawn to break down the walls between the dimensions and unleash hell on Earth. Buffy, Xander, Willow, Giles, Anya, Tara, and Spike go to battle with the knowledge that they may not all survive. Okay. So, after like the first maybe season and a half, I was like, okay, I'm not going to do all the like previously ons, but we get the best previously on.
Yeah, they really did take all the best snippets of everything and just kind of, yeah.
Yeah. So this previously on starts off with Giles saying like, talking about
his little watcher bit.
His like the very first episode of Welcome to Hellmouth, just like talking about the Slayer and like, that in the library where we like get all the exposition about what a Slayer is. And then it kind of takes like a little clip from each episode, but like going quicker, like the pace is quickening as we go along and it gets faster and faster and faster. And it's like the music is building and then it's like all the way to now, to the 100th episode. I just loved that. I could just watch that opening all the time. Love it.
It was a good episode opening, yeah.
It was a great opening.
Well, especially because like, as you told me, this was potentially the last episode of the show.
Yes, this was potentially written as a series finale.
Yeah.
Yeah. And when we get to the end of this, there's a bunch of like behind the like, not behind the scenes really, it is behind the scenes, but like things with the network and things like that play into all this too, which we can talk about at the end. But okay, yeah, so we go right from that previously on to an alley where there's this guy running from a vampire. He looks like he's like 14 years old, but he's like 20 something. Kid, yeah. He looks like a little kid, especially the way he's dressed. So he's running from this vampire in an alley, and he's got him cornered. And then Buffy comes out, and
all nonchalant.
Yeah, like, guys, you guys shouldn't be fighting. It's not cool to fight, And the vampire doesn't know who she is.
He's never heard of her before.
Never heard of her.
I haven't heard that in a while.
It's been a while since I've met one that didn't know who I was. And she starts doing all of her little like quips and her puns. Like, have you heard this phrase? Have you heard that phrase? He's like, no. And she says, have you ever heard, oh my God, my leg. And he's like, and then he starts to attack her, and then she like smashes his kneecap, and he's like, oh my God, my leg. She's like, okay, now we're on the same page. So they fight, and she pretty quickly stakes him, and that poor guy is still there, like watching all this.
He's like, how did you do that?
You're just a girl. How did you do that? You're just a girl. And Buffy just like walks away and says, that's what I keep saying. I'm just a girl. So then we go to the credits. We come back in the magic box, and Buffy is coming in from outside. Because that was obviously the alley behind the magic box. And she says, yeah, it was a vampire. So she tells Giles to go over what they found again. And he basically reiterates what we found out in the end of the last episode, which is that once the ritual starts, it will only end when the blood stops flowing. So when Dawn is dead.
Yeah.
So their plan is to stop Glory before
don't have the ritual
before it starts. But Buffy and Giles fight.
Yeah, dude, he got mad.
Because
I've
like,
never
we have
seen him
that.
like that.
Yeah, we have to have the discussion about if Glory does start the ritual, what we're gonna do. And he's like, we have to talk about killing Dawn, essentially. Like, we have to talk about it.
Absolutely not.
Yeah, she's like,
And she's
absolutely
like,
not.
anyone who stands in front of me and Dawn.
Yeah, I'll kill anyone that tries to hurt her. Yep. Yeah, and Giles is saying, you know, everyone, including Dawn, will die if it doesn't end, if it does start. And she's like, well, then the last thing she'll see is me protecting her. Like, Buffy's willing to sacrifice everything now for her daughter, for her sister. And he says, of course, Giles says she's not really your sister. And Buffy says, I know, but she is part of me. And it's physical, and she's the only part of her that she kind of like trails off. Like, she feels like she's losing herself. We talked about this when she feels like after Riley left with the whole
softness, her love, humanity.
Yeah, so she feels like Dawn is kind of like the only like pure good part of her left, kind of. So she wants to protect that, not just Dawn. Yeah. Yeah, and so she's willing to like sacrifice. She's like, I'm sorry, I love you all, but I'm sorry. And then Anya kind of goes on to talk about like, do we have ideas? And then Spike says, oh wait, hold on a minute. When you say you love us all, does that include me? And yeah, they're like, shut up, or not, you know. But I like that little part because he's like, oh, it means you love me too? Okay, no, just checking in. Just checking in. See if things have changed. Okay, no? All right. Anya wants like ideas. And Xander comes up with the idea. Was like, well, we can kill Ben. He's like a regular guy. We can kill him. And everyone's just silent. And he's like, oh, God. Like, that's past the line.
I mean, honestly, I think that would be my idea. I think they should have just killed Ben. Yeah. I realize that's like... It's not great because you do have to kill an innocent human, but you're saving the world. So,
do you hear that?
And yeah. Okay, is it like an airplane or something?
It's like a helicopter.
That's sacrifice one person for the world.
Yeah, like if one person has to die, would it be Dawn or Ben?
Yeah, it should be Ben, obviously.
Right. So, yeah, that's been still a very hard line for them.
Yeah.
Not killing humans.
And Giles even says, like, it's doubtful that Ben would even resurface at this point.
Yeah.
Which isn't correct, but, like, it makes sense, actually.
Yeah. He says, yeah, Glory is probably going to be dealing with Glory. We can assume we're going to be dealing with Glory, so we probably won't see Ben. So that kind of takes that off the table as far as they know at that point.
And then, yeah, so Anya's trying to, like, she's like, oh, let's get ideas. And then, was it Giles that was kind of getting annoyed at her?
Spike and Giles.
And then she comes up with some great ideas.
She does.
Like, shut up, guys.
Yeah, she really does.
She kind of saved the day.
She talks about the dragon sphere that she got from, like, the monks. And she's like, hey, like, that was meant to repel her. So we should probably use it.
What about the hammer thing?
And Olaf's hammer. He's a troll god, and...
What better way to fight a god than with a
weapon
god's weapon?
Yeah. And I like when Buffy walks over to it, and Spike says, "Oh no, it's too heavy."
It's too heavy.
Just whoop, picks it right up.
Like a little cartoon hammer.
Never mind. Spike is like loves that Buffy's stronger than him. I gotta tell you, he's like to Riley, "What is your problem, man? It's hot that she can kick your ass. I want a girl that can kick my ass." He's like so about it. Like it was Riley's biggest insecurity, and it's Spike's biggest turn on.
That's funny. Yeah, I guess she needs a guy like that.
It's so true. All right. And we did something really in this moment, but he does like they're kind of reminding me of it when he said that. Okay, yeah, the dragon sphere, Olaf's hammer, and they have to try to find the dragon sphere. And she said this in the basement, and then Xander's looking at Anya because she's come up with these great ideas, like you said, and he's like, "Oh, smart chicks are so sexy," or something like that.
I was like, you kind of figured that out in 10th grade?
Yeah, like, oh, like I missed my chance, like, man.
Dumb.
Yeah,
that was a cute moment.
And Tara starts getting aggravated again and like saying like things, and they're figuring that like she can like lead them. She can lead them to Glory because she wants to go. So we actually haven't seen the tower, but I've been calling it the tower this whole time. So at the tower. Ben brings Dawn some clothes. If you remember, Ben is kind of, like, given in I guess, to try to, like, save himself. So he brings Dawn some clothing.
Which I don't get, because, like, he realizes, like, he's going to save himself, right? But, like, if this happens, it's going to end the world anyway.
Yeah.
So then, like, he's the most selfish person ever.
Well, I guess he thinks, like, Glory will go, and once it closes, then it will stop.
Doesn't sound like it, though.
If they save Dawn and they save her before it starts, then it won't ever close until Dawn dies. So it's a little complicated, but yeah.
Okay, all right.
So he gives her, like, this, like, kind of, like, ceremonial garb to put on, and he's like, I think it will be quick.
Yeah, he's like, I don't think it's gonna be too bad. And the minion's like, actually, it's gonna be a slow, painful death.
He's like, actually, sir, the bloodletting is a slow process. He's like, thank you. Shut up.
Oh my God.
Please shut up. I'm trying to help her. And Dawn is really annoyed, and she's like, you know what? I'd rather talk to Glory. Like, I don't even talk to you because, like, you've turned me over. You're supposed to be a good person.
Yeah.
So she starts screaming to talk to Glory, and then that kind of, like, it takes a very little for them to switch nowadays. So Glory comes to. And she saying, like, oh, what do you have against, like, Ben? And she says, you know, he's, like, a monster and, like, pretending to kind of be a good person. And you're not. You're upfront about being a evil, at least. So I don't even want to, like, look at him. And she talks about how that little humanity that Ben has in her has her go for the hurt instead of the kill.
Yeah, that's like, why all the Scoobies are so alive.
That's why they're also alive. And Dawn says, well, maybe you just couldn't take her, which Glory doesn't like, and, like, throws Dawn across the room and says, hey, you've been here for a while, and Buffy isn't coming. I don't see her around here. And if she comes, she might not be to save you, because she knows that once the vigil starts, the only way to end it, to stop things, is to kill you. So if she does show up, it might be just to kill you. So Dawn's like, oh, shit. That's not good. So the magic box of the training room. They're just waiting. Buffy's punching the punching bag.
And she punches it right off.
Punches it right off the hook. And Giles comes back and says, like, I know you probably hate me for suggesting killing Dawn, but, you know, I swore to protect this world. And sometimes that means doing and saying things people don't want to and that they shouldn't have to.
And she's like, that's cool. If you try to stop me, I'll just kill you.
Yeah, that's cool. That's cool and all. But I will still, like, hurt you. And he's like, I'll stop you if you try to hurt her. And he's like, I know. He apologizes for having to, you know, do that. And then they sit down and Buffy talks about how she never really even hesitated to sacrifice Angel to save the world.
Yeah.
She knew what she had to do. She knew it was right, even though it was, like, incredibly hard for her. But now she doesn't, like, have that anymore. Like, she doesn't have that, like, clear conscience of, like,
she can't do that with Dawn. The
sacrifice, and that it's right, and that's what I have to do. Like, she doesn't have it anymore. And she just wishes her mom was there. She thinks her mom would, like, help her deal with it. And then she talks about, like, again, we talk about, like, her death is her gift, and she's like, yeah, I guess it means a Slayer really is just a killer. That's all it means. And Giles doesn't agree with her. But she says that if Dawn dies, she's quitting. She's retiring once again from being a Slayer.
Yeah.
Dawn dies. So at the tower, Dawn is changed. And it's like a sad little sweet moment where she's, like, folding her clothes.
Yeah.
Her, like, jewelry's on
chairs.
top. Yeah, sliding her shoes under the chair, making everything neat and tidy. Like, she's just kind of resigning herself to this is going to happen. And then it's time, and they're dragging her, and she's screaming, and they're dragging her over to the tower that we have not seen yet, but I have to that it is a tower. So in the magic box basement, Giles calls down and is like, hey, have you guys found that Dagon sphere yet? You know, like, we're on, like, a schedule here, and Xander and Anya are air quotes looking for the Dagon sphere. Or they're looking in each other's underwear. They're looking for the Dagon sphere. Okay, it's not there. They've established it's not there, so having some very inappropriately timed sex. And they're like,
or appropriately for an apocalypse.
Yeah, I mean, find the thing first, and then go find a broom closet, I guess. Yeah, they're just like, thought it would help with the anxiety. And Anya's like, it did for like 2.5 seconds, and now I'm just terrified again.
Yeah.
And Xander is scared. He pulls like a sheet down, and the Buffy bot's down there. not activated. She's just kind of like standing there.
Looking. Yep.
He's like, oh, that's scary. And he says, like, why do we still have it? And Anya says, like, probably Willow wanted it. And he's like, oh, I don't think Willow thinks of Buffy like that. I mean,
she's like, not like that.
For science, robot, it's a robot. And he's like, yeah, well, yeah. Mm-hmm. Like, and then Anya gets scared of a bunny.
Yes, I was wrong.
You were wrong.
I forgot about her fear of bunnies.
Fear of bunnies, yes. Yeah, and she's like, oh God, like, this is a sign that we're all going to die because I saw this bunny, and bunnies are like a harbinger of evil. And she's like, I don't think I can be any more nervous than I am right now.
Yeah.
Oh, well, first of all, she talks about how, like, she's, she's still experiencing all these new things.
Yeah, she normally leaves during an apocalypse, but she's staying with Xander, and she's like, she's worried about, like, him more than anything else, even more than herself, really, and just, like, how, this is, like, new for her.
She's like, I don't have enough, like, worry to go around for everyone, and I feel guilty that I'm not as worried about everyone else and I am about us and all this stuff.
And that's such a human moment, because I feel like that's how normal people would feel about that.
Yeah, and she's like, what the heck is this? Like, I can't deal with this. And then she's like, I don't think I could be any more nervous than I am right now. And then we see Xander pull out an engagement ring. Yeah. I looked at you, were like, oh, you looked at your mouth covered and everything. It was great.
It was so cute. I love
it. It really came out of nowhere.
I love their love. It did.
That was a surprise.
It makes sense. Like, he's turned into a grown-up now. He's got a grown-up job and a grown-up place, and
he's like 20 years old. Like, what are you doing? But anyway, all right. We forget how young they are, I think, sometimes. So he proposes, and
she was as surprised as I was.
She slaps him.
Yeah. And she's like, you just want to marry me because the world's going to end.
Yeah, you're just doing this, so it's like, oh, how nice, and then, you don't have to go through with it because we're all going to die. He's like, no, I have faith that the world isn't going to end, and that's why I'm asking you. Mm-hmm. And then she's like, yes, okay, and they're like, yay, and then she's like, wait, no. And he's like, no, okay, no. And she says to give it to her when the world doesn't end. Like, we'll pick this back up when we know that there's going to be a future.
It's just fair.
So, but they're happy. That was cute. So upstairs, Buffy is talking to Willow, and she's talking about how Willow is the strongest person here. She's the only person that's ever hurt Glory.
Yeah.
She, like, electrocuted her, if you remember, when she went in after him, her revenge arc with after Tara. And she's the only one that's hurt Glory, and so I need you to, like, pull out the big guns. You're my big gun, which Willow is not comfortable with, the pressure of being the big gun. And she says, but I have been doing some research, and I think I might know a way, even though I'm mostly focused on helping Tara, I think I found a way that I can, like, take back what she took from Tara, and that might hurt her. Yeah. So that she's working on this spell that could possibly restore Tara and hurt Glory, possibly.
Win-win for everybody, basically.
Yeah, we win-win. Willow goes over to Tara and is like, oh, are you okay? And everything. And Tara slaps Willow in the face. Yeah. Because they're kind of, like, holding her there. Like, she needs to go. She wants to go. And they're not letting her go. And she's getting very frustrated. But then she immediately, like, recognizes something in Willow. She feels bad. And she's like, oh, like, I'm sad. I hit you and it wasn't, that was wrong. She knows. And it's like a little kid. Like, they, like, slap you out of an emotional outburst or hit you. And then they're like, oh, I did something wrong, Yeah, exactly. But then Willow says, I'm gonna help you. I'm gonna get you back. Like, she's, like, determined to, like, help her. So then Anya and Xander come up from the basement. They have the Dagon Sphere, and they have an idea, which we do not get privy to. But Giles and Buffy are like, okay, that's a good idea. Yeah. So they need weapons. So Buffy is gonna go home and grab weapons and some other stuff, and she's going to take Spike with her. So Spike's going to come help her get the weapons. All right,
so this little scene was cute. So they get to Buffy's house, and, like, Buffy wanders in, and, like, Spike's, like, hanging out by the door, and he's like, hi.
And she forgets.
I need to be invited back in. So she invites him in, and, like, as they're gathering their weapons and stuff like that, he's just, like, he has this moment, and he's like, like, I'm a monster, basically, but he basically says, I appreciate you for treating me like a man.
Which I don't think she does, but okay.
Nope. Yeah, she doesn't.
She doesn't.
Maybe in this moment.
So, a few things in there that we want to sprinkle in. So, yeah, so he's very touched that she lets him back in, invites him back in. He's like, oh my God. And it's just over that he walks back in and he just lets it go. He goes over to the thing. He starts taking out the thing, taking out the like axes and whatnot. And she like stops and tells him like, I'm counting on you to protect Dawn.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like you're the only other one that's strong enough to protect her. Like I'm counting on you.
Mm-hmm.
She doesn't really know if she can count on everyone else that they won't try something.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And so I guess he's already like almost been killed for it already once. So I guess she figures that like he's fully on her and Dawn's side, so she can trust him. And he says, yeah, to the end of the world, even if it happens to be tonight.
Yeah.
And she says, not all of us are going to make it. And he says, yeah. And he assumes he will be one of them that doesn't make it. Because he said, I always figured I'd go down fighting. So he's resigned.
I mean, to be honest with you, at this point, I thought that somebody was going to die. I thought somebody wasn't going to make it to the next season, but just not how it played out.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So Buffy starts going up the stairs. And he stops her, as you said, and said, I know you'll never love me, but, I know I'm a monster, but you treat me like a man. And then he gets, like, kind of emotional.
Mm-hmm.
And then he just, like, stops, and then he lets her go up the stairs.
Yeah, she doesn't say anything.
Yeah, she doesn't say anything. She lets him talk.
Yep.
She lets him, like, express himself.
Yep.
But, yeah, I don't think she treats him like a man, but I'm glad that he thinks so, I guess.
Yeah.
She calls him, like, a thing, a monster all the time, so.
Yeah.
Okay, whatever. And then at the tower, Dawn is tied up. Oh yeah, when they pulled her out before, we saw that there was this like huge tower that they had built. So she's up there, like it's like a plank coming out of this tower. Like
she's like
many stories in the air. She's tied up and she's ready, and they like leave her up there. They say like glory will come to you or whatever. They leave her up there. So at the magic box. They are all okay. Everybody knows their deal. Like we gotta stop the ritual before it starts. And don't forget, I will kill anyone that comes near Dawn. So, yeah. So they let Tara kind of go. They're like, "Do you have to go somewhere?" And she like starts wandering off. And they're okay. We're gonna follow her because she's gonna lead them to glory. And as she passes Giles, she tells him, she says, "You're a killer," and she points at him. Your face. And he's like, what?
Interesting.
Like, she says all kinds of crazy stuff.
Yeah.
And then him and Giles and Spike are kind of gathering stuff, and they make a reference to a speech in Shakespeare.
Crispin
Christmas Day speech. And it's Spike kind of changes it because he says band of buggered instead of whatever it was, but yeah, buggered buggered means, right? Like screwed. Yeah. So they come up on the place. They like see this big, tower with all the people around it and everything. And Buffy's like, okay, Willow, the floor is yours. And he's like, oh God. She's like, needs a paper bag to hype.
She's like, I could use a little courage. And Spike's like, here, have some, I don't know, whiskey or whatever. And she's
liquid courage.
It's not what I meant.
She's like, the real kind, but thank you. And he's like, yeah. And he just tucks his flask back in. He's like, hey, I tried. That was funny. So Tara goes to join the group and start like helping build or whatever that they're doing. And Glory's like, I sees her and is like, okay, you're not supposed to be here because, you come with the Slayer and everything. So like, you shouldn't be here. And then Willow comes up and puts like her hand.
She grabs them both.
Yeah, I think she like grabs their heads or grabs both of their heads, and it's just like, again, like electricity type of thing. And all three of them, Glory's definitely hurting. And then all three of them just like fly back as like the spell ends. Yeah, so Glory gets up and is like shaking her head, and she's like,
I got a headache.
She got a headache. She said she made a hole. Like there's a little puncture now in her sanity, basically. And then she starts saying chanting, kind of like saying the stuff that her little crazy people are saying, like big day, a big day. Like she's starting to like say that kind of stuff.
She's like, I need a brain.
I need a brain to eat. Might as well take yours. And we see Buffy there. And Buffy's like, okay, she's ready to make her stand. So she's like, this is a diversion. So go, she tells her minions, go guard Dawn. Because while Buffy's fighting me, someone's going to try to get up to Dawn. So they make like a human wall for all of her crazies. And I like when one of the minions is like, this will be our day of glory. And the other minion's like, oh, that was well punned. And then he says, it just came to me or called to me. And then he gets hit with an arrow. I think Spike is the one who has the crossbow. He gets hit with an arrow, and then they all like start fighting. So back with Glory and Buffy, she has the Dragon Sphere. And she's like, you know what? This is like, you probably shouldn't touch this because it's meant to repel you. And she throws it at her. And she catches it out of reflex.
She just breaks it.
And it does hurt her. She's like, ah! But then she crushes it. So maybe it did something, tweaking her a bit, but it doesn't do it for long.
Yeah.
And then all out fighting starts. Everybody's fighting. Dawn is up there again, still by herself, but there's a lot of noise going on. So she looks down and you can tell that she sees that the Scoobies
Something's
are there.
going on. Yep.
Something's going on. The Scoobies are there. So Buffy and Glory are just going at it.
Fighting, yeah.
Going at it, fighting. And we get a little quick scene where Willow finally like comes to, I guess, and crawls over to Tara and is like, are you okay? And then we find out that Tara is back, has her sanity back. She's like, I was so lost. It was like dark and like, Willow, is it you? And all this. And so she's herself again. So then Willow's like starts crying and hugging her and like,
she's like, I'll always find you.
I always find you. Yeah, it was sweet.
That was very sweet.
So Tara's back to normal. So then Buffy and Glory are fighting, and
Glory's starting to feel better.
Yeah, kicks Buffy in the head, and her head flies off.
Yes. So I did not guess that this was Buffy Bot.
And so and it's like like all this like mechanical stuff. Yeah,
I will tell you why I didn't realize it was Buffy Bot, because every other time Buffy Bot is Buffy Bot, like, it's kind of obvious. Like, she's just slightly off, but this time she acts exactly like Buffy.
I mean,
so did they do some last-minute programming?
Probably.
Okay.
I would guess so, yeah.
All right.
But now that when I was watching it with you this time, I think there's a hint, there's a smidgening of Buffy Bot in there. I guess if you've seen the show enough times.
Maybe.
I think there is a smidgen of, I can tell that I already know, but I think there is a smidgen of Buffy
even when
Bot.
I rewatched this episode, I was just like, they could have made it a little more obvious.
Okay.
Like, I know that was their intention, obviously, but like, it just seemed like there was absolutely no
it's supposed to like, well, the hint was
trick everybody.
The hint was in the basement.
Yeah.
I guess, but
yeah.
But yeah, anyway, like, it's supposed to be like a big twist, and it's fun. Yeah, it's a fun twist.
It was good. It was really good,
Fun twist.
They caught me. I was like, whoa.
Yeah. And then Glory's like, oh my god, the Slayer's I almost said the Slayer's a vampire. The Slayer's a robot. Did you ever know that the Slayer's a robot?
Come on, dumb.
Guys, everybody look. Like, and then real Buffy's. And then she says, you know what? You're not the brightest god in the heavens, are you, Glory?
Yeah, that was really good.
I'm actually the Slayer. So then we hear Dawn call for Buffy. She's like, Buffy, I'm up here. And so Buffy runs towards Dawn. You think that she would want to keep Glory away from Dawn instead of running towards Dawn, but I guess it's just instinct, I guess.
I feel like she really only trusts herself to protect Dawn.
That's true. That's a
good
point.
I know she does like Spike or whatever, but like honestly, she's the only one that would protect her.
Yeah, that's true. That is true. Good point. So she starts racing towards Dawn, and Glory, of course, follows.
We need this cool tower fighting scene.
Oh my god. It's so cool.
It was really cool.
So I put great scene on tower. So Buffy's like, it's very like, there's not like any stairs. It's been built by like 10 insane people. So it's not like OSHA would have a heart attack at this. So basically it's like planks here and there. Like it's very like rickety and everything. So Buffy's she's running up. They kind of go in circles. And Glory keeps like getting her. And Buffy's using the hammer. She has the hammer. Yeah. And then Glory knocks the hammer out of her hands, and it gets kind of caught in a chain. So Buffy doesn't have her like main weapon. And yeah, they're just like flying all over these like bars and like climbing up poles and then getting kicked down poles and flying out over the sides of things. It's crazy. It's a great fight scene. And like Buffy takes like 3 steps forward, 2 steps back as she gets closer to Dawn. Like she can't quite get there.
Yeah. Or just keeps pushing her back.
Yeah.
And she loses a hammer at one point. And I was just like, sweet cheeks, what are you going to hit me with now?
Yeah. And she does eventually get it back. She does manage to get back over there and grab it. Badass Buffy, for sure. But you got a little bit of a fright because Glory shoves Buffy off the side. And right before Buffy loses her balance, she's losing her balance, she grabs Glory, and Glory falls too.
Yeah.
And they fall down several stories.
A lot, yeah.
Yeah. So then they get up, and, Glory's like, what are you going to do now, or whatever? Oh, yeah, what are you going to hit me with now? And then a wrecking ball comes through a wall, and Glory just gets smashed away.
Come on, Xander.
And then Xander's, clutch. I mean, he knows how to use the construction equipment, so he would know how to use that.
Glorified bricklayer picks up a spare.
Yeah, because Spike was making fun of him for what are you going to do if you have a weapon? So yeah, he's very proud of himself that he got Glory. He's got his hidden Glory. So on the tower, Doc comes. Doc shows up. Were you surprised to see Doc up there?
Yeah, I was.
Yeah. And he comes to do the ritual because he says, it looks like Glory's detained, so someone else is gonna have to do the ritual. And down below, Spike is kind of looking up there, and he can see shadows and stuff, and he's like, somebody's up there with her. And then Willow uses her telekinetic mind talking. So she talks to Spike.
Telepathic.
Yeah, so she says, get up there. There's somebody up there with Dawn. Get up there. He's like, how? There's a ton of people, and he can't even push them. He can't even shove them out of the way.
I was like, I got you.
Just go. So her and Tara clasp hands, and then they do a spell where everyone just kind of flies away from the stairs. So Spike goes. He didn't even stop. He didn't even slow down. He's up those stairs, and he's heading up to the top. So we get to the top, and we see Doc has a knife.
And she's Dawn's you could help me.
Yeah, because she wasn't there the second time. She only knows him from the first time, right? So she doesn't know that she knows him, but she doesn't know that he's evil. Yeah, so she's like, you can help me.
Well, so, he seemed to take to her the first time.
Yeah, and he asked about her.
Bummer. Yeah, exactly.
He asked about her the second time, but so yeah, so he has a knife, and then Spike comes up there, and is like, nah, you're not gonna go near her. Get out of here. And he does get in between Doc and Dawn. And Doc's kind of why are you even doing this? You don't even have a soul. I know you don't have a soul. I don't smell a soul on you. Why do you care? And Spike says, I made a promise to a lady. He made a promise to Buffy to protect Dawn. And then Doc kind of gets the upper hand on him. He turns him around. He stabs him in the back. And he kind of has him in a hold. And he's like, okay, I'll send the lady your regrets. And then him and Dawn have this horrible moment where they look at each other and they both realize what's going to happen.
Yep.
And Spike can't do anything about it. And he's like, no. But then he throws Spike off the very top of the tower, and Spike just falls and falls and falls and just smashes into the ground. And he does kind of so we know he's alive. Yeah. Even though, he's a vampire, so it would take, unless something chopped his head off on the way down, or he landed on a big piece of wood. And of course, Dawn is screaming as Spike gets thrown from the tower. So Buffy is, I said that she ran to Dawn. She doesn't. She's just hitting Glory with a hammer, over and over and over. Yeah. To a point where she turns back into Ben. And Buffy tells him, it's over, you've been beaten, you tell Glory, because Glory's still in there, and you tell Glory that if she ever tries to come for us again, I will kill her, and yeah, and Spike, Ben's we won't, it's over, and then Buffy takes off to go to Dawn, and so he's laying there, he's messed up, very much so, and he's
hey, killed him.
Glory and I guess are stuck together, and then Giles comes over. And he's like, are you okay? And he's like, yeah, I'm going to need a second. I've been beaten with a hammer, a big troll hammer, mystical troll hammer. And he said, I can't believe she didn't kill me. And Giles says, she's good. She's a hero. She can't take a human life, even though she knows that Glory will make her pay for it. Glory will eventually figure out a way to come back and make Buffy pay for like the kindness she showed you. She's a hero. She's not like us. And Ben's like,
what do you mean like
us?
us?
What do you mean by like us? And then Giles suffocates Ben, kills him. To know that, like, so he knows that Glory.
Tara premonitioned it.
Yeah, when she said you're a killer, that's what she was talking about. Yeah. There was a little bit of
I did
foreshadowing
not
there.
see that coming.
Yeah. He's like, I'll do what I have to do. Like, Giles will do it.
Yeah.
At the top of the tower, Doc starts cutting Dawn because there's no one up there.
Shallow cuts.
Shallow cuts. They want it to be slow. They don't want it too deep. They don't want her bleeding out too quickly. They want to have the portal open for a good amount of time. And blood starts dripping like down, and we see like a little portal open up. Mm-hmm. And Buffy gets up there, and he's like, "Oh, hello!" And she just shoves him off the tower, and he's like, "Ah!" She like doesn't even look at him. She just shoves him right off. So then Buffy gets Dawn untied and starts like getting her away, like bringing her into the tower.
But it's too late. Had she been like a second earlier, oh my god,
it has to be close. So she, Dawn's like, "Oh no, it's happening! Like look, and like things are starting to happen."
Like all these crazy scenes.
There's like demons, like things
dragons.
are like, the dragons come in a little bit, but like there's like alien looking demons and crazy stuff starting to happen. Things are starting to like collapse, and this Anya pushes Xander out of the way, and then like all this like debris, like bricks and like wood and stuff falls on her, and she's unconscious, we guess. Mm-hmm. Like she's like underneath all this debris. And so back on the tower, Dawn tries to go around Buffy and jump because obviously she needs to stop the ritual. Yep. And Buffy's like, "Are you crazy? It'll kill you." I'm like, "No way." She's like, "I know it needs to kill me. It will kill me, but look what's happening." And that's when we see that dragon come out of the portal. Yeah. Oh she's like, "Yeah, it's getting crazy here." Oh, and there was like we see a little quick scene of Maple Court where there's just chaos.
Yeah.
And Dawn's like very mature in this moment. She's like, she's resigned to it. She needs to jump. She's going to save the world.
Yeah.
And she's like, it needs the blood. You have to let me go. You have to let me go. And it needs the blood. And then we have this whole flashback moment where Buffy's like putting all these puzzle pieces together. Where it's like the monk saying that they made Dawn from Buffy. Mm-hmm. And then it's Summer's blood. It's just like mine. Spike saying it always has to be the blood, and then like Sinea saying death is your gift. So Buffy realizes that Dawn is literally made from her, and that they share the same blood. Mm-hmm. So if Buffy's blood stops, it will close the portal.
Yeah, so it could be either of them.
Yeah. So they look at each other, and like she knows that she's like, no. Dawn's like, no. Like they just, they both figure it out at the same time, and then Buffy tells Dawn, like, something. She's like, listen, there's not time. And then we don't really see what happens. I mean, we don't hear right now what Buffy's telling her. But Dawn's just standing there where they're crying. And it's kind of like they like zoom out, and it's like a quiet moment in all this chaos and stuff. It's like, it was really nicely done. Mm. So then Buffy just like kisses her goodbye, turns and swan dives off of the tower into the portal. And Dawn's just like up there crying, of course. And Buffy's like kind of like being electrocuted, it looks like. Like she's like struggling.
Painful.
Yeah, it looks painful. And then she's peaceful, and then like she's died. Yeah. And then the portal closes. Woo!
Yeah.
Okay. So, were you shocked about this?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just assumed that Dawn would do it because Dawn's like a new character. We don't need her. She's just a portal key. She could have sacrificed herself. Buffy sacrificing herself is the Slayer. She protects the world.
Yeah.
So now what? Like this was stupid.
Faith is out there somewhere. There's another Slayer. Oh God! Like the world is doomed now. Faith,
exactly.
Faith is the one we have to count on.
It's not like Dawn can take Buffy's shoes or anything like that. Anyway, so yes, I get it, but
yeah, I know. It's definitely not logical. It's emotional for sure. Yeah, so everything's over. The sun is starting to like rise. Oh, like that moment when Buffy like looks out at the sun and the sun is rising and she's like realizing it. Oh my god, that scene is like, oh. Yeah, so as everyone's kind of like gathering and everything, we hear what Buffy had said.
Yeah, it's Dawn. Like it's like an over, what do you call that?
It's a voiceover.
Jeez, thank you. Yeah.
Yeah, she tells Dawn that she loves her, she'll always love her. Tell like Giles she figured it out, like what the death is your gift, and like I want everyone to take care of each other. Like tell my friends I love them, all of that. Yeah, we see this as everyone's kind of gathering around something. We see like Xander carrying Anya, who is conscious, but he's carrying her, so she's probably hurt. And then Anya and Tara, Giles is bloodied, but he's okay, and Dawn is coming down to the bottom of the stairs. We see Spike, who is bloodied, kind of like congregate too, and then we see like they're all gathering around Buffy's body, like they're all seeing Buffy's body for the first time, and everyone's like really sad and crying or like stricken. Spike collapses, and we see that Anya is like I said, conscious, and she's alive. And then we see Willow crying. Spike is sobbing. Yeah. He is the most visibly upset.
Yep.
And Giles looks just devastated, like in shock.
His job was to protect the world, but his job was to protect her.
Yeah.
To watch her and she was his purpose.
Yes, that's true. Yeah, we saw how like unmoored he was when he wasn't even. She was fine, but he wasn't even her watcher, and so like that purpose was gone. Like now she's like
gone.
Yeah. Yep. Because like she even talked about in Full for Love, or he talked about like why did the Watcher diary stop when their Slayer dies? It's like too painful to like keep talking about them and like all that stuff. It's too painful.
Their bond is like different than friendship or it's like even stronger than like they have that father-daughter connection, but it's even stronger than that.
Yeah, it's one of my favorite relationships, but so he looks devastated. And then Buffy kind of says like, be brave, live for me, and then we like end on Buffy's grave. So Buffy Ann Summers, 1981 to 2001, and 20. Beloved sister, devoted friend, she saved the world a lot.
Yeah.
And
that's it.
And the flowers on her grave are on my tattoo.
Yes.
So we have Spike's flowers, Buffy's grave flowers, and then something from season 7, which we'll talk about in a few episodes. A lot of episodes from now. So I have some definitely season 5 inspiration in my tattoo. And that's the end of the episode, end of the season, 100th episode. Ouch.
Which was potentially the end of the series.
Yes.
But was not.
No, it could have been. Okay, so I'll come back to my thoughts or my kind of like backstory on like what happened after this. All right, so my favorite quote was, "I'm counting on you to protect her," is when Buffy says it to Spike. And he says, "Until the end of the world, even if it happens to be tonight." Everybody loves "Be brave, live for me." People have tattoos. Like, it's a very popular tattoo. I've just never been crazy about that line. Even though it's one of the most popular Buffy lines. And then my favorite scene was Buffy's sacrifice. Like when she realizes, when she's like looking out over and the sun's coming up over like the tower and stuff. And that's such a scene.
That's my favorite scene too. And that actually was my favorite quote.
It's very popular.
I'm in the minority.
Thing in
this world is to live in it. Be brave for me. Yeah. That's like just such a beautiful quote.
It is. I don't know. I don't know. This has never been my favorite, but it's a lot of people's favorite. Like I've seen, like I said, so many tattoos of it and everything. Okay, so my stick rating was 5 out of 5. 5 out of 5 for sure. I just put wow as a note.
That's it.
I put another note was tears and goosebumps. I said Spike and Buffy love. Spuffy love. Buffy's sacrifice, which is a shock to everybody. I remember I was devastated by this episode. I could not believe it. Like,
I can't imagine what, like, I know there are 2 more seasons, so I'm assuming something's going to happen, but like, had I, if I was watching this in real time like everybody else, like, oh my God.
Yeah, it was not a good Wednesday. Because this was Tuesday night. This was Tuesday night. I had to go to school the next day.
Did you
on
have?
Wednesday.
You didn't call in sick? Damn. Okay.
I don't know. I might have. I don't know. Like, it wouldn't be that. Like, maybe this in like the last episode. I was like,
oh, the last episode. What happened to the last episode?
Well, it was the last episode. The actual last episode.
I thought you meant like the last. Okay. The next last episode.
No. Like the
season 7
episode.
Whatever.
Yeah, season 7, episode 22. Like the last Buffy episode.
Okay.
For now.
Jeez.
Reboot.
Buffy
Okay.
reboot. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Oh, I put Glory and is it I hope G. So I'm using too many initials. And there's too many characters.
Yeah, I had to write out Glory. Otherwise, I just get confused.
I guess Giles Bend End is what it was. It was a mix of the two. Like when Giles killed Ben, which was crazy.
That was not. Yeah, that was a shock to me.
Shocking, but not surprising.
Yes,
I guess is how you'd put it. I put great fight scenes, like amazing. Yeah, that tower fight scene was great. It was one of the I love that, one of my favorite fight scenes. Yeah, perfect episode, amazing.
Mm-hmm.
Love it.
Yeah.
Okay, you do yours, and then I will talk about the after stuff.
Agreed. 5, obviously. A lot of the stuff you already said. A couple other things. I really liked how they brought in Buffy Bot to fight first. I totally didn't know. Like I didn't suspect that at all. That was such a great thing to do.
Yeah. Love Buffy Bot.
Such a nice diversion for everybody, including the viewers.
Yeah.
Yeah. I liked how like Willow was able to weaken Glory a bit by like putting Tara back, and we got Tara back. That was really good, obviously. That little scene with Spike and Buffy at her house when he's like, you treat me like a man, even though, yeah, like you said, we don't really see that. But sure, if he feels that way, great. Good
yeah, I support him in that.
Yeah, and she invited him back in. Just like, the engagement with Xander and Anya, that was really cute. Yeah, I guess, and just how we finally figured out what death is your gift means.
Yes.
Buffy's death is her gift to the world.
So, I'll let you finish. Go ahead.
Okay, the last thing I was just going to say, and just like that pure sister bond, like I do have a sister, and like honestly, I would die for her in a second. Like if that were us up on that tower, I would have done the same thing. There's no way I would let my sister jump off a stupid tower. So even though I'm like, oh, Dawn should have just done it, like, I don't actually mean it.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
But it's just like, they're not real sisters. So yeah, yes. I know, I'm horrible.
No. You don't want Buffy to die.
I didn't want Buffy to die. But yeah, so that sister bond, I was just like, okay, I get it. Yeah, that was a pretty great moment. And then just like her speech at the end was, and yeah, the tombstone. She saved the world a lot.
Yeah. And like Spike crying, he wasn't even crying, sobbing at the end. Like, wow, we've never seen something like this from him before.
Yeah.
We've never seen him like react. Yeah. Earthquake. And then I was going to say something else too. Oh, how like some of these little like clues that I both kind of like, you were like, what does that mean? And I'm like, you have to wait. So the like counting down the 750, or what was it? The 730 and all that. Do you remember when Faith was saying that, and then Restless, or not Restless, in a different episode, in a dream, when it was the episode that Faith woke up in?
Oh, no.
That means it was how many days? That was how many days until this episode that Buffy would die.
Interesting.
And then do you remember in Restless when Tara and Buffy looked at the clock and it said 7:30? And then Tara said something about, that time's not right because it was less than 730 days.
Oh.
At that point. Like time had gone by.
Okay.
So this was being telegraphed like
interesting
from the very early on.
So they knew they were going to be doing that. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I think it was 7. Don't come at me about the number, but I can't remember the number exactly. But there are breadcrumbs to this. All right. Okay. Now, what's happening in the background here? So Buffy 1 through 5, seasons 1 through 5 are on the WB, which was a very new network at the time. And they moved from the WB to UPN.
Okay, which I had never even heard of until you mentioned it.
Yeah. So they had the last 2 seasons are on UPN. They're not in the WB. And they got like a lot of money, and again, Buffy always like was taken on by like very new networks. WB, and then UPN was a new network, and they went over there. And so yeah, they have 2 more seasons. But I guess like I don't know if they like really knew if that was going to be panned out or what. Mm-hmm. So this could have served as a series finale. Now, there are people, because like you said, everyone's heard of the WB, our age anyway, yep. And nobody's heard of UPN.
No.
There are people that watched this finale on the WB and never knew there was 2 more seasons.
Oh, that's so sad.
Never heard that it moved channels and all this stuff. So for years, people did not know that this was...
Holy crap.
A handful of people did not know that there were 2 more seasons.
That's crazy.
Yeah. Like, it's been on, like, online. People are like, I only watched the last 2 seasons, like, 10 years later or whatever they found out there were 2 more seasons. So, yeah. Oh, and then a little note about season 6 is because it's in UPN was a new network, they were still hashing out their, like, I forget what it's called. Like, their kind of, like, guide of what they would allow as far as, like, cussing and... violence and whatever, nudity or whatever it may be. What they were going to, like, figuring out what there was. So there were basically no rules for season 6, essentially.
Interesting.
So season 6 is very, 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 very different from the other seasons. Very, 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 very dark. Very risque. Very shocking. And sometimes completely, some people would erase some of it from the Buffyverse altogether.
Which is your... So I know season 5 is your favorite season. What's your second favorite season? Where does season 6 rate, I guess?
Okay, it's hard because there are a lot of things I like about season 6. It has my number 1 favorite episode in it, so that's a big deal.
And you said that's within the first 10 episodes, right? Somewhere there?
I think it is.
I'm guessing that's when Buffy happens?
I can check.
Her poker face.
But there also has my least favorite episode of the whole show in it.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
It's hard. It's hard.
Okay.
It has a lot of good stuff. It has a lot of bad stuff. And I don't mean like, not that it's not well done. It is well done, but there's just stuff. It's a very like hard season. Okay. Anyway, so I would be curious to see what you think because it is very dark. So anyway, that's some of the little bit of backstory season 6.
Okay.
All right. So your question for not next week because we will be on a hiatus, but next episode is bargaining part 1. So who is no longer a series regular?
Buffy.
Sarah Michelle
Gellar.
Hey, we could have. I mean, it's still Sarah Michelle Gellar, but we could have 2 seasons of Buffy Bot. I
actually would have guessed Dawn, I think, because I feel like, I mean, she's real, obviously, now, but, like, she wasn't meant to be there long term, right? So, I don't know. Okay, so Michelle Trachtenberg, R.I.P. Yeah. Okay. Okay, all right. Oh, my heart. All right, so that wraps up season 5, episode 22, The Gift. Again, you can find us on all major podcast apps, YouTube and Instagram at One Girl in All the World Pod. You can also email us at onegirlpod@gmail.com. Thanks for joining us, and we'll be back after a hiatus with season 6, episode 1, bargaining part 1. See you real soon. Bye. Ah!